Alright, so I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I did for the video game, for team game production for our final. Let's see, look around here real quick. Okay, this is supposed to be the sparks for when they like try and strike their sword. Sparks will fly out. And this one's for the other way. And those were actually pretty hard to do because I didn't know how to do any sort of particles. So I had to look up a bunch of tutorials and try and figure out what all of these things meant. So it took me a while. And this is for death. That's when a character dies. But then I have the water fountain also. That goes in the water fountain that I modeled. Then, let's see, I will show you. I had to do the color scheme for the whole level. So I did that. I looked up a bunch of buildings and stuff from that time period. I did the color schemes for all the characters. I modeled an axe, which I modeled 3 times because I didn't really know how to make a low poly one. So, yeah. And then I did the first sword that Timothy's going to use. Modeled that. I made all the textures myself. So I had to make them myself, which I never made a texture myself. So that was kind of difficult. Because they wanted them cartoony style, but so that was. Then I had to figure out how to make them seamless. So I figured out how to do that. So that's for the pathway. That's for the castle wall texture. And these are all the different grass textures because they wanted that and then they didn't like that. So then I did this one and then they wanted to change it. So then I did this one. And then this one was for like a variation for like the mountains or like transition to different places. So I had to make all those and make those all seamless. And then I had to make the sky textures, which I did these, but then I fixed them because I didn't have them all on the same like page file, and so like some of the colors when you put them together, even though I used select color the same colors, for some reason it didn't match up all the time. So then I made sure I went back and did all of these and spent a lot of time and fixed the colors and the texture. Then I did the rock texture for the rocks, which I used the Roadrunner cartoons as inspiration because a lot of their mountains were like this and their rocks. And I need to show you my water fountain model. This was the first water fountain that I did, and then they wanted me to make it more high poly, so I did, and then they wanted it a little different, so I did that one. That's the finished one that we have in the level. And this is kind of what the level looked like last time I saw it, with putting stuff together and everything. So that's what I've done with it all.